Yes, I am back. Hello, Nicola. Hey, Nicole, baby. Hey, Jared. Hey, Maya. I'm glad you're having a good time. I didn't play the whole version. This is the full version. Baby, you say, why is Joe so toxic? Why is Adam so toxic? Why is Adam? This time, Joe was on the money. This man is toxic. This man is toxic. He is toxic. He's a creep. He's a creep. He's disgusting. Allegedly. He's all these things allegedly. Remember, it's for educational purposes. He's a bomb. Don't forget, guys. Don't forget to hit that. I know I'm on late, right? And back home until 9:30. All right. Cut this down. We're going to get straight to the show. We're going to get straight to the show, baby. I am on late, so you guys don't have to catch the live. You guys got to catch the replay. But let's get down to watching the culture vulture. The people that we make famous. The culture vulture. That he tis. That he tis. That he tis. Busted, they're disgusted, and they cannot be trusted. Let's watch the culture vulture. These are the men our people run to. These are the people that we run to. We don't want to run to our these that we don't want to run to our people, right? We don't want to do interviews with our people. We run on their platform and tell them all our mess. And tell them all our mess. This video by my boy Sincere. He's Forgotten Kings. Check out Forgotten Kings. I love Sincere. His name really fits him as a person. He's a sincere person. I really like him. But again, he's going to get caught up in some webs, baby. He's going to get caught up in some webs. Yes. Let's go.
Definitely. But, it's like when...
Like, how different was the message?
It wasn't that different. That's the thing. It was like maybe slightly more harsh than what I had said to AD. But the one thing that I think... the thing that stuck out to AD
I'm a little cruel. Adam, listen. You could talk to me about this, right? Because I have fired people. And
I know.
In firing people, well, that's why some of this is pretty funny to me. Because when I went through my shit, man, did you cover it for the next 2 years. Boy, did you put a mic in front of anybody who had something to say about this. But and when all that was happening, there was times I spoke to Rory about Maul and Maul about Rory.
Right.
So I'm trying to see, you must have said something really flagrant.
Well, because after this came up, I sent AD my entire conversation with Lush so that he could see every single thing I had ever said to him. And I think the one thing that he was annoyed by, that he felt was disrespectful, is I said something about AD not being on the show meant that I wouldn't have to listen to the same 4 jokes over and over.
So you felt like, so did you feel like they weren't, or like AD wasn't improving, or he was taking the Tuesday show for granted, or did you really just want to go in a different direction? Because those are two different things.
I don't want to say he wasn't improving because, okay, all at the same time as this is going on, AD for like the last year or two, as well as T-Rel, who was on the show for like the last few weeks before this and who's been on the Wednesday show forever, they started their own platforms, right? Like their own YouTube channels, Community and Back on Fig, right?
Not signed to No Jumper or not through No Jumper. Why?
Because I think like I didn't know that anybody who was on the No Jumper platform, like I hadn't anticipated that I would need to have people in contracts making them exclusive or whatever. In fact, I encouraged AD to start streaming in the first place. And, I kind of thought that he was going to do more like gaming stuff or, I think I used academics as an example when he first was going to start streaming. I'm like, you should just talk about like hip hop shit, but, have your perspective. And I didn't really expect that would end up kind of, I'm really proud of them. I just want to make that clear. Like these guys, the fact that they were able to build their own platforms off of it is like amazing to me. And like, I'm very proud of them and I'm proud of the fact that we had any involvement in it. But yeah, I mean, I didn't really anticipate all this shit that would happen in terms of us kind of feeling like we were competing. And I heard Ak and AD talking yesterday, and AD even said that when they announced their live shows, because they have some upcoming live shows, and it's like literally in the same venue as the No Jumper live show that we did around a year ago. And AD even admitted that like when they announced those live shows that he kind of expected that at some point this was going to become an issue, just because for us as a business to have them kind of doing like all the same things that we're doing, I think that there was probably a shelf life on that.
That doesn't make sense.
Why not?
Because if you're a network and you bring people on and attempt to develop them, then there shouldn't be a ceiling on that development. You're in content, so naturally, it would have been the same thing, Joe. Wait, naturally, the people that come behind are going to follow a blueprint. So why wouldn't they be doing shows? Why wouldn't some of those venues be the same?
No, totally. But I mean, at a certain point,
want to prop them up. No, that's what I'm asking.
Definitely, but it's like when they're doing all the same stuff, but we're not participating on a business level. AD admitted this, which I thought was kind of cool.
Wait.
Acknowledge this dynamic,
Adam. But you never wanted to participate on a business level, or else their platforms wouldn't be separate from yours.
No, and I realize that now because even just listening to T-Rel talk about it, I just kind of realized that, I thought that I was going to put them on this Wednesday show and that was going to be enough for them. And I didn't realize how much more ambition they actually had. And, now that like pretty quickly they were doing, 3 nights a week, all of them were like streaming on their own platforms and stuff. So, it just kind of got to the point where it felt like the focus on their channels not only like made more sense for them, but also probably made more sense for No Jumper as well. Unfortunately, it went down in this fucking crazy way where AD ended up feeling kind of betrayed because he had to find out about this Discord call with Lush, whatever. I wanted to be able to, if we were going to separate, I wanted to try to be able to do it in like the most respectful and chill, calm way possible. And instead, of course, the most dramatic podcast in the world has the most dramatic breakup in the world.
Adam, I know this is your white privilege jumping out, but you can't control their progress and control the detachment. You can't control the separation and control their progress. You can't do that.
Yeah, I mean, in retrospect, I would have probably tried to incubate those brands through No Jumper, and maybe we get a percentage of it, and we like deliberately go out of our way to help them grow everything. I also don't know if that ever would have actually worked, because they're very, very like T-Rel and AD in particular, they're like mega independent minded. It's like it probably would have been a pretty serious challenge for them to have like grown these brands while kind of like operating under the No Jumper umbrella. Like honestly, I don't know I don't know how well that would have worked.
Don't speak for them now. That seems to be a challenge that they were more than up for.
To do it under No Jumper?
To be with No Jump. Yeah, I've listened to every interview these guys have done this week, and they all, even in separation, speak like they had no problem being ambitious at No Jumper, and their views of where the network was headed and your views of where the network was headed is just two different places. Can you speak to me about that? Can you speak to me about the pivot that you want to make with your content? You said you want to be more political now?
Thank you.
No, not like specifically. It's just that in terms of the Tuesday show specifically, you know, I didn't feel like we had the best connection going at a certain point. And AD will tell you that when I had that conversation with him about replacing him on the Tuesday show, the first thing I said was, I think that this will be better for our friendship and our business relationship in the long run.
Adam, now that it's been a few months, do you have a better understanding on the point that myself and my co-hosts were trying to make to you when you were on our podcast? One of those points being about how white privilege allows for white people to come inside of hip hop culture, use it and milk it for every single penny they can, and at the drop of a dime, change direction and act like they want nothing to do with any of that nigger bullshit.
Okay, but Joe, this is a fake narrative, because I interviewed 4 rappers yesterday. I interviewed like 12 rappers last week.
I know.
YouTubers and porn stars and commentators on whatever. I mean, that's just, I've always been dipping and dabbling in all kinds of different subcultures.
Different subcultures like YouTubers, SoundClouders, porn, right? But how could you expect, I guess what I'm asking, how could you expect to not have any problems at your network, which is hip hop based for the most part, would you say? Or at least the people you surrounded yourself with are hip hop based. And then you start bringing in Richard Spencer. Can you talk to me about the decision to bring Richard Spencer on your show, on your Tuesday show, with no black people present?
It wasn't on the Tuesday show, but it was. I arranged a debate between Destiny, who's like a very popular left-wing commentator, and Richard Spencer. And, you know, I really didn't think, like, in terms of the other hosts, I didn't think this would be an issue, primarily because of the fact that, I mean, AD had been the one who wanted to have us interview Nick Fuentes, or we did like a debate, I guess, quote unquote, at a certain point a couple months ago. But I guess he felt different about the Richard Spencer thing or whatever. And the other criticism I saw from Van Lathan was just that the debate was a little bit too much of a debate, that we didn't really take time to dig into the creation of the alt-right and racist statements that Richard Spencer's made in the past and everything, because his narrative that he's pushing now is that he's a changed man and he doesn't, you know, harbor ill will towards whoever. And I mean, in the context of a debate, I didn't think it would be that controversial for us to platform it.
So, Adam, I admire the business that you've built, and I don't think any idiot could do it. Would you say that one of the criticisms were that you handled Richard Spencer with kid gloves?
I definitely think the thing I should have done is I should have pulled back at a certain point, and I should have tried to really zero in on any kind of negative statements about black people or anything racist in general. Because it seemed like we focus more on the like liberal conservative binary and less on the, you know, the perception of him or the reality of him having, you know, inspired a lot of hate over the years.
Exactly, Julie. Exactly.
So yes, you acknowledge that one of those criticisms are that you handled him with kid gloves.
Yeah, I mean, it probably should have been more of an interview. It probably should have spent more time on, let's go over some of the major things that you've been associated with that are kind of ugly or very ugly. And I definitely failed to a certain extent by not spending more time on that, given my audience and how a lot of people in my audience probably would have wanted to hear more about all that.
And by kid gloves, I mean you handled him with a certain care. That's what I'm attempting to say. On my podcast, one of my criticisms of you was as a white man occupying space in the hip hop space, that you should probably handle more of these rappers and black people with care as you report on them.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see that parallel?
Mm-hmm.
No, I see it for sure, but it's also like when I'm interviewing a rapper, it feels more.
Wait. Do you not see how it would look away that you handle a known Nazi with more care than you do some of our greatest entertainers?
Yep.
Well, number one, I kind of resent the idea that I'm like so insanely hard on most rappers, because I interview rappers all the time where I avoid huge chunks of controversial shit that I could be asking them just out of respect, because I know they've talked about it on other platforms, etc. My only thing I can say to defend the tone of the Richard Spencer debate was that he didn't say anything racist during the debate necessarily, or at least I didn't really pick up on anything too major.
That's awesome.
Huh?
That's awesome.
Because that would have made, in the context of a debate, it just didn't really feel like I should have gone through the greatest hits of like, these are the most messed up things you've ever done or whatever. I mean, I wish I had, because it definitely would have helped to cushion some of the criticism we got from, but also like from my perspective, doing content, like I want to push at the edges of what's considered acceptable. And Richard Spencer is somebody who's basically been blacklisted from the media for the last like 6 years or so. And the idea that I was going to get to put somebody who I consider probably one of the best minds on the left on camera with this guy, I mean, that was just, that to me, that was like an incredible opportunity. And I tried to pay Van Lathan to be on the podcast with me. I tried to holler at a few different people, but generally speaking, nobody was really feeling it.
No, you're not feeling you.
Did anyone at your network express their displeasure with that decision? And can you tell me?
AD said something about it on his show, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What did he say?
Just that he was disappointed in the tone of it, basically.
Okay, so I want to get back to Lush One, because that was the first clip that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys were on YouTube Live, wherever you were. I saw you ask him to leave, and depending on how you feel, maybe y'all will work it out later. Do you take accountability?
Guys, this is the full interview from the show we seen yesterday morning. We're going to see this allegedly creep. He's a freaking creep. Ooh. But anyway, he's talking about the guy who's a pedo buster and went on his show and blew him up. So if y'all have not seen where this conversation come from, check out the video from yesterday morning.
In Lush sharing your personal messages with people, or do you still put the majority of that on the fact that he shared those messages?
I mean, just like you said before, like if there's a Joe Budden problem, and this is one of the things I said to him right away. I go, you think when the Joe Budden podcast broke up, you don't think that Joe and Parks had conversations about what was going to happen, quote unquote, behind Rory and Maul's back? I don't really feel like that was like as deceptive as it's being framed. I was just talking to somebody who I thought I had a close friendship with, who I thought had my back in terms of all this. And he not only lied to my face when I confronted him about it, but then he also, he did it in the first place. Like, you're sharing like insider shit with random fucking people that you don't even know on a voice chat room. I mean, this is crazy.
I understand that. And from that,
the same way you took them underage girls, allegedly, without them knowing, and you had got to the groove with it, with them intoxicated, inebriated, high. They trusted you too. Move, cat. They trusted you too, and you took advantage.
Your decision was to fire him on air.
I didn't fire him on air. I just told him to get out of the building on air.
It sounded like a get out and don't come back unless I change my mind, but I won't change my mind type of thing.
That might be fair.
Yeah, that's how it sounded. All right, so what is the chain of events from there? You fire Lush. Is that the first person to leave the company?
Actually, because basically, yeah. And then the AD conversation, I think, took place like the next day. In terms of him formally saying that he was going to do his own thing and all that.
Okay, so one staffer leaving you can deal with. So you can deal with the exit of Lush. Then AD comes and says, dog, I'm off it. I can't fuck with it no more. So that's 2 gone, right?
Yeah, and like him and T-Rail and Duno were all like kind of a package deal, and I always kind of knew that.
That's 1, 2, 3. So now that's 4 people gone, all in the drop of 9. Did you
There's one more too. There's this other dude, Smack, that T-Rail does his show with. And I mean, these guys were all kind of a package deal. So I mean, it was, yeah.
Okay. And all right, so now that's 5. So who else left?
Well, you got to rewind it to like a month or 2 ago when House Phone and this other dude, Blasey, that he was doing a show with, they left as well.
Why did House Phone and Blasey leave?
Well, there's part of me that doesn't want to drag up the whole thing, but basically I interviewed a woman and
Thank you, Julie.
she basically took that interview as an opportunity to expose House Phone. And then
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, Adam, you've been bugging for a second. I forgot all about that. Wait, you interviewed the transgender woman and she outed your man and you allowed that to happen on camera.
Well, full disclosure, I instructed the editors to edit it out, and one of the mentions of his name still made it in, and that was kind of the end of us doing anything on camera.
Well, you know how many times I ask Parks or somebody to edit something out, and they leave it in, and the fans know exactly what I'm talking about. Wait, Adam, you have to. I don't hear enough accountability from you in this. You can't have a transgender come on your show and out your man.
Well, I mean, I tried to edit it out, right? The editor fucked up. But yeah, I mean, I do take accountability because it's my fucking company. But, you know, this is the kind of thing that happens all the time. After almost every podcast, or like at least half of the podcast, I'll say to the editor at the end, I'll say, hey, delete this one thing. Delete this awkward question. Delete this one thing that didn't sound right to me. And they always do it. And somehow this one was not so simple.
Okay, you're just talking about the edit getting out.
Somehow.
And I'm talking about
Somehow.
just this being able to be recorded. That's what I'm saying.
Well, for the record, I didn't know that there was any kind of history between them when I agreed to speak to her.
You didn't know that she was going to come on and do that?
No, and I mean, now people try to say like that I knew because there was like a comment that she had left saying something about him on my Instagram. And I actually asked him right away afterwards, and he just said, nah, like, that she's lying. So I didn't, going into the interview, I didn't think that there was any truth to it, you know?
Adam, what do you say to your coworkers that say you have been power tripping for quite some time? I've seen a few of them say that. One of them went as far as to say that one time you said, yo, I kind of feel like canceling all of these shows.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this, Adam, and why you think that was okay to say.
Well, is that power tripping, or is that, if anything, by canceling all the shows, that would probably be me like giving up power, right?
No.
I think the thing that made me suggest just canceling all the shows altogether, which for the record, I said that during the House Phone scandal, was just kind of like the realization that I was slowly starting to have at that point, which I think you might be able to relate to as well, that the whole network idea is a lot to bite off. The idea that you're just going to have all these different people doing podcasts on a network and that you're going to be able to build a business around it. I had a lot more faith in that idea a couple of years ago than I probably do now.
So then what is your future view on your network and how will you go about running it then, if you feel differently today?
Well, I mean, I'm talking right now to the guy who inspired me to do a podcast where I just talk to the homies every week. So I feel like I also kind of look at what you've been through, and I think a similar conclusion. I thought you were tripping when I first heard you say like that you didn't want to do a network anymore, or that you know, having a bunch of sort of, you know, not random, but kind of random shows on your network that you weren't necessarily super involved with, that you didn't necessarily see that being the future of the business you were running. I think in large part, it's just an issue of size. Like, I think I would rather run a smaller media company that produces less content and is a little bit more focused than what like the last year or two of my life kind of turned into, where it was just like a lot of headaches, a lot of drama. You know, we started to become like fodder for everybody in the fucking podcast community to talk about because there was so much shit playing out on camera. And I don't know, it's like I kind of feel like now I would rather just have like a small crew of people that I could talk to and that work exclusively for No Jumper, rather than trying to, you know, like there were a lot of opportunities to bring even more shows on. And at a certain point, I'm like, I don't even know that as a business, we're doing well enough to like be able to like monetize or really incubate like the shows that we have currently. So, I mean, yeah. Okay, what?
I will not allow you content creators to jump back and forth on each side of the fence. One of my favorite things about this space is all you criticize me at every twist and turn of my journey. Eventually, if you're successful enough, y'all will go through it too. Adam, the last few times we talked, you were telling me that you make all of the money in the universe. You were telling me that your bank account is higher than it's ever been in the world. And now you're sitting there telling me about how you weren't financially profitable.
Well, I'm talking about one very specific part of the business, right?
Adam,
I don't know why you're talking like that, like I'm lying, but Joe, there's a lot of different revenue streams. Some are very good, some are very much not as good, right?
Dog, don't fucking bullshit me. Was No Jumper profitable or not? And was it through the help of all the people that you had on board?
Yeah, of course. No, but yeah, I mean, I don't want to get too deep into our finances, but basically, like, there were things that were working and there were things that weren't working. And to a certain extent, I just started to feel like the system we had going of like, oh, let's just get a bunch of homies to be hanging out on camera every night.
You see, when somebody lying, they give you a whole lot of double talk. Yes, no, yes, no. All you're getting is a bunch of double talk. But in reality, the old videos came up and bit him in the butt. That's what happened. Them old videos with him with them youngins came back and bit him in the butt. That's what happened. And he meant you. Did y'all hear him mention the word "do not"? Hey, do not. Whoop whoop. You go, boy. If that's the same "do not" that's on here, whoop whoop. You with the wrong person. I'm glad you're gone. I'm glad you're gone. And if that's you, come on over here and tell us about Adam 2012. Come 2020, 22. We don't care enough about him to get his name right. Well, let's go.
Right, on live stream. You know, it's good for some people. It works for a lot of people. AD and T-Rel, they're doing great for it. But at a certain point with us, it just kind of didn't really seem like that was necessarily the future of where the business was going.
Okay, so then what do you say to the people that say it just looks like you got a whole bunch of black people from the hood to help you during turbulent times, and the second that everything was great and money was up and projections are high, you fucking wanted to kick everybody to the curb so you can pocket more of it for yourself?
Well, I mean, they left. They chose to leave.
You made it very easy.
Yeah, they chose to leave. But initially, this started because you wanted to make changes. And I believe that words have power. And I think that your words are programming, even if it programs you. So I believe that your actions led to the exact result that you may have wanted. What do you say to that?
I wouldn't say the exact result that I wanted, because all I wanted to do was make some small incremental changes, moving AD from one podcast to off and having him do the other stuff. That was what I was trying to accomplish, and did not expect at all that it would turn into this, atomic bomb of everybody peacing out.
So who's on the network right now?
There's a bunch of people. I did my podcast this week with my boy Court, and we had Bootleg Kev sub in. I'm not necessarily sure what we're going to be doing necessarily, but we still got Poetic Flacco, Almighty Suspect, Gina Views, Sharp. There's more too. They're going to kill me for not remembering everybody, but there's definitely my boy Icon. There's a few more, but we got a bunch of different people who are still doing stuff on the network.
All right, so you didn't lose everybody.
No, but it would be fair to say that a large percentage of the most popular hosts,
all the black ones,
gone their own way.
Well, why do you have all these other people on the network if you want to be a smaller based media company that's a little more focused?
Well, we still need people, right? We still got to have people. I still need people to talk to. We still need people to do the news and everything. Yeah. We still got a bunch of people who are still excited about all this.
No, we're not.
If you don't want to run a network. If you don't want to run a network, then you don't need any of those people.
Okay, when I say network, I'm kind of talking about like the thing you tried to do where it's like, okay, let's create 2 podcasts that Joe Budden is not on the same network, and let's just see how it does. Right now we have the news, which is kind of like a consistent round table with different personalities. And that's really like one of the things we have going that lets us try out different personalities, and see how people mesh with each other. But yeah, I mean, I would say that, my ambition isn't to have, 8 podcasts on the network. I feel like that would be a lot.
Okay. I'm going to ask you something that I've been trying to find an answer for all morning long, and I just can't come up with it.
Here we go.
Why would you have someone on your show called the Perv Busters?
Thank you.
You got to ask Flacco that question. Flacco apparently was doing an interview with them.
And now he mentioned that, yes, I'm going to show you the video again. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. For anybody who missed it, I'm going to show it to you again. Hold on, let me, Lord, please don't let me gotta look hard for this. Don't let me have to look hard for this. I want to show you guys what happened yesterday. Dagnabbit, let me get it so I can catch you up on what it's talking about. Catch you guys up. Now, this is the guy that he's talking about. We're going to get right back. Oh, thank you, Julie. I appreciate you for forever supporting this channel. So today, most of my videos are sponsored and brought to you by Julie. Now, in case you guys missed it, let me show you what he's talking about. This is why Adam can't talk straight. This is why he can't talk straight. Let's go.
That right there is a different, right? But in terms of can somebody change, I do think there's a possibility for anybody to change.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay. So
In terms of how we receive their
Yeah,
change,
yeah.
it's different.
So you telling me that an ex-Nazi can change, and we could forget about all the stuff that they said within their hearts, all the stuff that they thought about, all the stuff that they.
I forget though.
Okay, so now, can somebody be an ex-pedophile?
And damn, there's
Yeah,
some.
yeah.
Let's jump up.
Yeah, right. So look,
talking about?
right. So technically, right, somebody like can like wake up and say that they're no longer attracted to kids, right? So like,
But what if they already did it? If they already did something to a child, regardless if the child consented or not, you was attracted to a young child, can you be an ex-pedophile?
there's no forgiveness for that. No.
So wait, no. So what's up with these allegations of Adam fucking with a 16-year-old?
Nah, come on, bro. We can't do that, man.
What
Come
you mean
on,
we can't do
man.
that?
Come on,
But
bro.
wait, no. I'll be a hit. Wait,
Nah, come on,
I'll
man.
be a hypocrite if I don't address it.
Man, come on,
But I'll be a
man.
hypocrite. But I'll be a hypocrite if I don't address it though. Especially with.
Oh man, like this other stuff. Come on, bro. We can't come on. Man.
I'm just saying. I would. Hey, Flacco. Wait. A hypocrite address it. Then you know what I do. And if some Flacco, if some paperwork, hey, hold on, if some paperwork was put up on my table, I'm just a perv buster. So if some paperwork was put up on my table, what you doing? You turn. What you doing? What?
Now you see why Flacco was fired. Because Flacco is cool with him. Flacco and him is cool. So I'm just giving you a little backstory of why Adam all nervous and stuff. Busted, disgusted, and can't be trusted. Tell the story. Tell the story, Nick. Busted. That's why he got to double talk and watch what he say and all that other type of stuff. And again, these were all our artists. They don't want to come. It ain't got to be me, but they don't want to come to their people and give them interviews. Everybody want to run on Adam, and they want to run to Valad. And y'all want to go to the biggest culture vultures ever. They live off your culture, and they fire you. They fire you. He's allegedly he's He's a disgusting pig. I'm going to show this full interview, but other things that he said that is disturbing, you guys are going to have to watch the replay. But I'm just catching you up now because he brought up the P-Buster. The P-Buster. Why would you bring him on a show? And now you know why he's fired. Now you know why he's fired. He's fired. Because, got a video, you got an interview of a lifetime. And not to mind you, they're off air. So that's the P-Buster doing his own recording. He had a job to do, and damn it if he ain't do it.
We just got to be real about it, though. But I'll be a hypocrite if I don't address it.
Yeah, come on, bro. Like, we can't come on, man. Like,
So somebody could be an ex-Nazi, but somebody can't be an ex-pedophile?
huh?
You heard me.
Nah. Here.
So what's up with the allegation?
I just got to text it. To my private.
Yeah, he ending it right now.
Here, nah. Here, yeah. Listen, bro.
Yeah, it's done now.
Here, right. Look. Now.
Is it done? Did you end it?
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
You ended the live?
Yeah, bro. Right here, right. Cause look, yeah, right. Because that's something, right. You know, like
your contract.
What? Nah.
You gonna trim that out?
Huh?
You gonna trim that out?
It's already ended, I think. When
When did it end?
Now, well, like, let me see, like probably like 45 seconds ago.
You just gonna end the live like that, bro?
Yeah, listen, right? Because here, right? Like, cause like those allegations were something, right? You know, like this can't be. You feel me?
But that's what he admitted. He admitted that himself with something that he typed up.
Where? Yeah.
You want me to read it when he said how old she was and how old he was? Yeah, see, see, look like he wanna bring up shit about other people and all that. But when some shit get brought up about him, regardless if it's in the past, are you reformed?
Yeah.
Is Adam 22 reformed? Would he not fuck around with a little girl no more?
Now
it's crazy that you ended that shit, bro.
We have to, bro. Like, come on now, bro. Like what?
That's fucked up, bro. But he'll have it up on here where Adam came up in here and was about to fire the nigga. That should have been some. Hey, yo, Lush, come out here. Let me fire you on the low, nigga.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. No. Here, right? So like, bro, like in terms of those allegations, like, yeah, right. Here, right? Like those are something that's like, you know, like they were like. That's like deeply serious. Like now, like me personally, I haven't really like you know, like went in like the deep dive circle, right? Feel me, right? So like, it's because here. So one, it's not like my platform, right? Right?
Is it allegations or is it something that he admitted? Hey, can y'all still hear me in the mic or is it done?
We hear you.
Well, I'm still talking in the mic and shit.
Yeah. Right. So for like the quote unquote, like right, like the quote unquote, like blog, right? Article, bro. Listen, like I just never, you feel me, right? You feel me? Adam is somebody who I personally don't think would do something like that. You feel me?
He admitted it though.
I just never heard that.
You want me to read it to you?
No, I've seen that, right?
Yeah, come on, like he typed it up. He admitted it, all that, bro. He got a picture with the little girl and everything.
Boop.
Little ass. It's cool when shit get brought up about other people and all that. It's cool for you to come in here and get content or you firing somebody. It's cool to get an ex-reformed Nazi a platform, but you are I don't even know if you reformed, but you once did this, and once that jacket is on you, it can't be taken off. Same thing, reason why AD went off on him. Because AD went off on him because just this nigga not a reformed Nazi. This nigga still got that jacket on him. Yeah. Hey, he texted you, huh? That's Adam. Josh, hey, man, look, come on, Josh. This camera still rolling?
Got him.
Josh, man, is this camera on? Bro, hey, look, man. I know we probably not allowed back. Somebody had to speak up on it though, Flacco. And who best than the Purr Busters?
P Busters, baby.
No, and he's asking why did I end it?
Why you end it, Flacco? You see that? Yeah, look, even Josh like kept it going. Come on now. Put it back on, man, you know? We're gonna talk about something else.
Before Adam comes in there, right? Before Adam comes in there and Adam get tongue twisted again, don't forget, guys, if you haven't hit the like. And if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe. You never know what we're going to do on this show. Hit that like and hit that subscribe. I know one person in here, maybe two people in here didn't hit that like. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, baby. So you come back. Come on back and you will get notifications to come on back. I ain't say take away the like. I said hit the like. Give the like back. Give the like back, dang it. Thank you, love. Welcome, and welcome. Don't forget to hit that subscribe too. But welcome. Now let's get back to this mess of a mess.
I'm talking about steals the rain. That's crazy. Chat was going up. They wanted to know what was going on. That was content right there. That's what y'all do, things for content, right?
Oh, but we
but when it's about massa,
when it's about massa,
we don't want to put it up.
Thank you, baby.
That's crazy. Josh wanted back up, bro.
Matter of fact, it'd be good content. debate.
They don't want that. They don't want me to debate the neo-Nazi, to really talk, because the neo-Nazi, they go about all who's supreme. We could just talk about, look, that's gonna be too much. I might say something that they might try. I don't know if it's still rolling in here. Come on now, we really want to talk about who's more superior. Yeah. What's going on, Flacco? He don't even want it no more, man.
Nah, it was for content, man. Feel me, man? I try to do work out for content.
Okay, so what's going on with Josh? What he's saying to you, bro?
So look, how you call it? And he says, WTF, dude, why did you end the stream? Now,
Why'd you end it, bro? You should.
yeah, bro.
You telling him I ain't going back. I ain't going back live. Fuck that.
Change your plans.
So reach my contract if I go back live.
Really, Josh wanted that shit to get out. This camera's on.
Josh.
That's crazy. I would be a hypocrite if I don't talk about that. I'll be a hypocrite if I let that pass by. Josh, where you at?
Can we get out of here? Actually, he can defend himself.
Man, he ain't gonna do me like he did Lush. Lush was scared. Look, he looking up at him like he was a giant.
Nah,
Yeah, like a
Nah.
giant.
Sit your slender man ass down.
Ever let another man stand? You supposed to stand up like, hold on. Stand up too.
All right. I don't think that Adam has seen it yet.
Look at you. Why you worried about if he seen it, bro?
You got kicked off?
Yeah.
Before.
No.
Hey, what happened?
No.
You leaked
I
the
ended.
address again?
No. Feel me? Nah. Feel me?
Hey,
Like some things were said like towards the end where
Hey, Angie.
it was about you.
Yeah. You feel me?
I did.
What?
I was like, you feel me?
You want me to talk? If you want me to tell him, you about to tell him. You want me to tell him? So look, bro.
So pretty much.
So look, bro. I can't look. I'm a perv buster. I catch online pedophiles.
Bam.
So we talking about the whole lust situation and everything, but I'll be a hypocrite if I don't address the situation that happened with you.
Ooh.
Situation with me.
The one where you was messing with the 16-year-old girl.
Never happened.
Hmm.
What do you think happened? The article says
I'm going
I was
on-
19 when I met her.
She was 19 when you met her.
Yeah. The
You-
article says it.
So, but what did you say?
I said that I spoke to her on the phone when she was 16 before I realized that she was.
All right,
she
well,
The article said it. The article says 19, but somewhere there's a 3-year gaps here. 3 whole years. She was 16 years old. How do you know she's 16? But the article says 19. Maybe they flipped the 6 around and gave it a 9. Mm-hmm. Get him.
That's how we catch a lot
that's how we
She
catch
was
him.
Canadian. She didn't even know that she was
Hey,
doing something
Martin.
fucked up.
It don't even matter, but that's how we
That's
catch
cool that
him.
you felt like you were gonna come on my platform and expose me though. Like, why
No,
would you let this happen?
it was just in the midst of the conversation. It was in the midst of he didn't. Hey, it's not on him on nothing.
Yeah.
It was in the midst of the conversation.
You came on
Hey,
my platform
baby.
and Spread lies like that.
Lies?
Lies.
Is it lies?
I mean, you could have done some research and figured out any.
Did you talk to her when you were 16?
For like 5 minutes when I was 21. I'm 39.
You wasn't 23?
I was.
Be fair,
I might have been 21,
Right?
22.
How you don't know? How you don't know if you was
Because it
21?
was 20 years.
Now homeboy don't even know his age. He don't know his age. He don't know nothing. He don't know nothing.
It still happened though, but we can't take that jacket off.
Wait, right?
We can't take that jacket off for
To be fair,
nobody.
right?
You gotta go.
Hey man, no.
How you guys?
Let's go. Look, yeah. Yeah, season 6, nigga. Get mine. I'll keep it cut. All right, Flacco. You can shake my hand?
Yeah.
Yeah. You said what? We parked in the front. We gotta go through the back door now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man, he kicking us out, bro. He kicking us out. Why you kicking us out, bro?
Because I don't appreciate you guys coming on my platform and spreading lies like that.
It's not lies.
Research,
It's not lies. It's something that you admitted though. Thank you. You was 23, she was 16. I'm a perv buster. What you think I'm here doing?
Bam.
I'm here on business.
Boom.
I'm a perv buster. You was talking to a girl. You was 16. I mean, she was 16. You was 23. Stop it. What you talking about?
Pow, pow, pow.
Oh man, we gotta get let out. Where Tone at? Damn, come on, man. You think I didn't do my research, bro? You think I don't got the article? Bro, I got the article and all that, bro. Like, come on, man. I read it. Bro, you was 23, she was 16. You was on the phone with her for what? You should have known. Why am I talking to a 16-year-old girl? Why am I talking to a 16-year-old girl? Stop it, bro. We gotta get let out. You on the phone with a 16-year-old girl, bro. What are you talking about? Damn, pedophile. Nigga, this shit crazy, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it, Adam. Now, let me save that and post it real quick. Nigga.
Pow. Pa-pa-pum. Pow. Hey, Dior. Hey, baby. Now we're gonna get back to the interview that he was doing with Joe Budden. So remember he was talking about the guys getting fired and all this other stuff. And then remember he said we could still hug, give a pound. So now we know why Flocka or Luscious, whatever his name. At least we know why they're not there. Because homeboy came up and busted his butt. He said, this is what we do. So so he figuring that, why you invited this man here, knowing that he's a buster and I'm a buster. That's right, expose him. But this is what our people love to say, oh, we forgive you. We forgive you. We always forgiven. We always forgiven for bad behavior. He need to be put behind the cell, below the cell, allegedly. So now we're going to go back to the interview where now when Joe Budden's bring it up, you will know what he's talking about. And if y'all saw yesterday, like I said, if y'all want to see the other disgusting things, allegedly, what this man have done, gonna have to look at, gonna have to check out yesterday's video. It's more in depth. Let me tell you something. God said don't ask him no questions neither. God said don't even ask him. He said don't even ask him. There's nowhere in that book, that Bible, that say take advantage of kids. Take advantage of kids.
But you were there.
I approached the studio.
I'm going to ask you something that I've been trying to find an answer for all morning long, and I just can't come up with it.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you have someone on your show called the Perv Busters?
You got to ask Flocko that question. Flocko apparently was doing an interview with them.
Mm-hmm.
But you were there.
I approached the studio because I noticed that the live stream that they were doing had been stopped and immediately privated. And I thought that was really weird. So I went over to that side of the building and said, what the fuck's going on? And that's when the little confrontation that you saw on camera took place.
Do you think they planned that?
Yeah.
Do you think they were hired, smeared?
Now, they planned that. We wasn't sitting around there calling no 16-year-old. There'd be nothing to plant, now would it? But again, these are the men we worship. We worship these men. They could just make a phone call. Come on my show. Care. Rhetoric. Exactly. Mm-hmm. He never gonna say I'm wrong. No. He said they set him up. They set you up years ago. And if they set you up, why would they stop the show immediately? They stop the show. But it don't take away from what you did. You hurt because they got you, but you ain't hurt that you did some disgusting ish. Okay. All right. Okay.
Campaign people.
I would doubt that.
You know what bothered me about looking at that video?
What?
Is that you said to the Perv Buster people, you are spreading lies and you should do some research, or do you do any research? Something to that effect. You remember saying that?
Yeah, it's very, very true.
That was the very same sentiment that I was expressing to you when I text you about a story that someone from your company was running about me that was false. And a little bit of research would have showed how false it was. And what you said to me in a very braggadocious, I don't give a fuck type of manner was, I need to see something pretty significant for me to take the story down. And that be my problem with you content people. Y'all dish it in a way that y'all don't take it. What do you say to this?
Well, the first and most important thing I'd like to say is that the girl in question, I didn't even meet until she was 19. And I think this is a very important detail that I just want to really put out there. So,
you know what? Why don't people stop while they are ahead? You know, say my Wi-Fi went out, lost the Mr. Telephone Man. There's something wrong with my line. Hello, and remember that busy signal? Whoever's old enough, remember that busy signal you used to get when somebody was on the phone and somebody else called? You got that busy signal before they came out with the two-way, when it was only one way. What makes you think it sounds better that you met her when she was 19? So you spoke to her from the age of 16, 17, and 18, right? So you going in your 4th year speaking to this girl. What y'all got to talk about? What do y'all got to talk about? So yes, real. Thank you. But no, he hit it though. He claimed he hit it in another show. But he only likes to do stuff with women if they're incoherent. He does it the way he makes it sound like, he does the DR. You know what the DR means, right? Date bait. The date bait. Well, we're going to call it a DR. Then this man, if you watch the last video, had the audacity to say, well, that's how I like them, with the coke and all these different things he named. And then he got the audacity to say, my friends don't like it. But they supposed to like that. They supposed to like you saying, yeah, this is how I do it with females. I get them high and drunk and inebriated and drunk and everything. And then got the audacity to do orgies. The orgies, videotape the orgies. Why are you videotaping the orgies? And then says, the person gave you permission to do it. That don't go in the same sentence. Somebody's inebriated, have ecstasy, the Zaza, the alcohol, but they knew in their rightful state of mind, you can tape this. Now, guarantee you, he will not be canceled. I guarantee you, this man would not be canceled. And I guarantee you, more of people from my culture is going to go on his show. The same way when I broke out with Vlad, he still got a bunch of people coming on his show. They get paid off of us, then say, screw you. Then say, screw you. I don't earn my money from your culture. Now, goodbye. Because the money is going into my bloodline. Money going into my bloodline. But thank you. This is the world we live in. People done showed this video upside down. They hear this man, especially if you watch yesterday's video, makes matters even worse. And he still said he got a lot of people lined up after hearing this. Now, as soon as he said, I admitted she was 19. So damn it, you knew you was 16 when you was talking to her. You just admitted it again. Hey, T. All I have to say is I think about time his dirt came out. But his connections run deep. I heard through looking on here. I cannot stand that poor excuse of a yes. Him and Vlad, yes. Yes. This little young girl, 16 years old, talking about I met her when she was 19. From 16, 17, and 18. What y'all got to talk? Adam, what y'all talking about? She's still in high school. You're a grown behind man. What are y'all talking about? Please tell me. What do y'all have in common? Please tell me. And don't forget, guys, if you walked in, please hit that like. Hit that likety like. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe. Yeah, they disgusting. Yes, I'm sipping on a ginger ale, Nicole, before you tell on me. Bet he didn't meet her. Of course not. He ain't meet nobody. But we already know you seen that girl. You ain't just speak to her from 16, 17, 18, and 19. That's 4 years because you got to count the 16. Because the age was 16, so you have to count it from 16, 17, 18, and 19. So you waited 4 years to bang, bang, bang. Is that what you're trying to get us to believe? And again, they get us to come on the show and talk about all our problems. Remember when China had to walk? China walked out. She walked out on him. Remember he was asking China a bunch of dumb questions, and Black China had to walk out. How disrespectful he is. We gotten to the point that people could disrespect us. And not just women. Men too. They could just disrespect us in our face while we make them rich. We get people rich for disrespecting us. Ain't that something? Cause them cash apps and stuff, them numbers and stuff, they get good money. China grown. Yes. Him and Vlad, yes, allegedly. And then Joe, he taking his little jabs, pow, pow, pow. Well, I remember when it came down to me, pow, pow, pow. But there's some other terrible stuff. Check out the video before this one.
And you gotta let me flesh this out a little bit. Is that we're talking about back in the day when I think I was like 22, 21, 22. And I had met a girl on a message board at the time, right?
Uh-huh.
And it was like an old like punk message board basically. And you know, I knew other people that knew her and stuff, so I thought that it was all good. We started chatting a little bit. We get on the phone. She lived in Canada, right? And so then she tells me once we hop on the phone that she's actually 16. And so my response to that, even at that time, even at 22, I did the right thing. Obviously, like getting on the phone in the first place is bad, but I did the right thing. I said, hey, I know this isn't that big a deal to you because it's legal where you're from, but it's a big deal where I'm from. So that's it. I didn't speak to her after that for like 3.5 years. I was in a relationship for the vast majority of that time. And then I get out of that relationship and somehow me and that girl end up speaking again.
Somehow.
And then somehow, I think I saw her on Facebook as like a recommended friend or something. And we sort of started speaking again. And then, you know, as serendipity would have it, I ended up having to go to this meeting with a company that I was doing business with at the time in Canada. So I asked her, can I stay with you? And she says, yes. So
What? Oh my, you got to be real. Got to be real. Do y'all hear this? Do y'all hear this? I mean, is it just me? Or do you guys hear that? Press one. Press one. If y'all hear what I hear, press one. Press one. I asked the girl, can I stay with you? Thank you, darling. Y'all hear what I hear. I spoke to her only one time. Tell him again, Miss Nicole, why you always lying? He lied. He lied. We say that, ask him again. Why he lying? You know what? I have never spoken to her again. I don't know nothing about this girl, but I would like to stay with you. Can I stay with you? I spoke to you one time and said it's legal in Canada, but it's not legal where I'm at. You know you took your behind allegedly, because this is all alleged for educational purposes. You took your butt down to Canada where it's legal. You didn't fly her to America. You flew your behind down there. And you got some of that 16-year-old good. You wait till she turned 19. So you ain't speak to her all these years. You was in a relationship. Now you broke up. Now I got a meeting in Canada. Hey, remember me from 3 years ago? Do you remember? Hey, my name is Adam. My name is Adam. Remember me? Can I come crash at your house? I would love to stay with you. Can I stay with you? She was like, yeah, of course. Adam, you know you can stay with me, Adam. Get the hell out of here. I know, T. I know. It go from bad to worse, right? It go from bad to worse. I told his ass to hang up the first time. Feel like something wrong with my line. I tried to tell the man to hang up the phone. He didn't want to hang up the phone. Jesus. Oh, man. I can't take this. I can't. I tried to tell the man, hang up the phone. Say you got static. The Wi-Fi messed up. Say something. But no. He want to keep talking. Remember, the article said 19. But yes, I was talking to a 16-year-old. What? He couldn't come up with nothing. Realize, oh, Lordy. Let's hear this again.
Somehow, I think I saw her on Facebook as like a recommended friend or something, and we sort of started speaking again. And then, you know, as serendipity would have it, I ended up having to go to this meeting with a company that I was doing business with at the time in Canada. So I asked her, can I stay with you? And she says yes. So I go and I stay at her mom's house with her. She is 19 at this time, and I believe that would have meant that I was 25. And
No.
after that, we dated for a couple months.
We dated.
And it didn't work out. Super short version. And so I really, I resent this narrative that people love pushing, claiming that I slept with this girl when she was underage. It's just like,
hold up. God damn it, people don't know when to shut up. These people don't know when to shut up. A piece of advice: you can't explain the lie. You can't explain the lie. You stayed with her and her mama. God damn it. You stayed with her. I know, right? Nicole. Oh, Lord. He went to go stay with her and her mama. Now, if you was 21 and 5 years went by, so you 20, 21, 22, he don't remember. But let's say 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. That would make you 26 years old. You are 26 years old if she's 19. And you stayed with her for 2 months and it didn't work out. God damn it, you can't make this up. They can't help. I know he could have said nothing. I'm telling my phone would have dropped. I would have dropped the phone. There's a lot of things I would have done. You understand? There's a lot of things I would have done. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's a lot of things I would have done. What are you talking about? Oh. My. They did not work out. You and that baby was supposed to work out. And her mom's let you stay in the house, right? Let me stay with you. Mom, Adam's coming over. Mom, Adam's coming over. Remember Adam? Yeah. The guy I talked to 3 years ago, 3.5 years ago. Remember Adam? I was so in love with Adam. But he told me I was too young. So he waited for me until I got 19. So get the spare bed ready, Mom. Hey, Mom. Get the room ready. Adam's coming.
Friend or something, and we sort of started speaking again. And then, as serendipity would have it, I ended up having to go to this meeting with a company that I was doing business with at the time in Canada. So I asked her, can I stay with you? And she says yes. So I go and I stay at her mom's house with her. She is 19 at this time, and I believe that would have meant that I was 25. And
yeah,
after that, we dated for a couple of months. And it didn't work out. Super short version. And so I really, I resent this narrative that people love pushing, claiming that I slept with this girl when she was underage. It's just like 100% not true. I didn't even meet her. I didn't shake her hand until she was of age.
Yeah, okay.
So that's the most important thing I want to communicate to you in this whole thing, is that this isn't a thing where this rumors out there about me and I'm embarrassed or whatever. No, it's like it didn't happen. Like, I did not meet this girl besides a brief phone call until she was of age. And I've said this. I said this on Academics' stream in 2018. I said it on Vlad's platform soon after that. But I feel like this is an important distinction, because if you want to smear me as somebody who's just down to hook up with an underage person, it really doesn't hold up, because I would hope that, like anybody, if you somehow ended up in that position of being on the phone with somebody, which granted, it's embarrassing that the phone call even happened in the first place, right? But I did not pursue anything after that. And this girl does not claim that I did. If that was the case, it would have been probably reported in the media and everything, which it wasn't. The whole thing that leads people to believe that is that there's an old blog post where I talked about the whole relationship with that girl. And I kind of like made a joke out of it at the time.
He made a
about
joke.
The fact, and this is 2008 that I think I wrote about it. I made a joke about the fact that I, had been pretty interested in her before I realized that she was underage, right? So that's where a lot of the jokes come from. But nobody ever includes the next paragraph where I say, but she was underage, so I immediately ceased communication with.
You what? You was attracted to her. You was attracted to that 16. So you're attracted to young looking women. Do I need to say that? I'm quite sure she didn't look like she was fully developed. It ain't like a 16-year-old. I know some could look older for their age, but even 19 ain't good. Anytime you're a grown ass man, anything that got the teen next to it, stay away from it. Anything that got the word teen coming after it, stay away. Stay away. That's why y'all men get caught out there. That's how y'all young boys get caught out there. As soon as you hear the word teen, you don't know what number they're going to put in front of it. But to stay on the safe side, all you heard was the word. Only thing I would hear and what I would teach my son, and that's what I would teach any young man that I ever be around when I do my program. As soon as you hear the word teen, go. Now, they say 21 and still look old. Then you ask for ID. See how that go? I ain't asking you nothing if I hear the word teen. But the minute you say 21 and I still think that you look younger, I need to see ID. I need to see ID. But no, you took your behind down there to Canada where it's legal. You took advantage of that girl. Allegedly. He allegedly took advantage of that young girl. You know what? I ain't see you in 3.5 years. It's just amazing. You got the same number. You got the same number, and I'm in town. I've been holding off for 3.5 long years. I've been waiting for you for 3 years. I'm so glad you're 19. I'm so glad. Even though I was talking to you since you were 16. Now, she didn't have no type of feeling because she was in love with you back. Allegedly.
With her, which to me is probably one of the most important details in this, right?
Did you call that serendipity?
Yeah.
Well, the fact that I ended up in her exact city, that seemed kind of odd. Serendipity has probably too much of a positive context, but
Adam, holy shit. Holy shit.
It's just a word or
you have a publicist?
I do.
Okay.
They should have told me not to use the word serendipity.
Well, y'all should probably work on your response to this stuff. You should not say the word serendipity, number one.
That's fair, but I'm just telling you what happened. I mean, like what I just told you is exactly what happened. So
I know, but I want to unpack a little bit of this because I never knew that you fucked the girl. I thought this was a girl that you spoke to who was 16 when you thought she was 19. You found out how old she was and you disappeared and you got away from that because that can be very dangerous.
Well, that is true.
Let me talk.
Okay.
Especially dealing with a girl that young, number one, but they don't know shit about shit. They don't even know when they're putting somebody in danger, according to you. You said the girl was from wherever she was from, so she didn't know what she was doing, but you knew what you were doing. Mm-hmm. You said, right. I knew what I was doing, so I got away from her. Well, right. You didn't get away from her if by the grace of God, she ends up back in your life while she's now of age.
Mm-hmm.
You're spending the night at her fucking mom's house. What type of white boy pervert shit what are you talking about?
What is the pervert shit about dating somebody once they are legal and of age?
Because you know what it sounds like, and I'm not saying this is what it is.
Joe, I didn't say a word to her for 3.5 years in between that. You know, it's like we just sort of ended up.
You waited for the girl. You waited for the girl, Adam.
Huh?
You waited for the girl.
Duh.
I didn't wait for anything. We just ended up reconnecting later on.
How did you reconnect later on? Or the Facebook algorithm put the girl in your bed? You didn't know. You didn't know at that point that you probably shouldn't fuck the girl that you were talking to while she was 16 years old.
So because I met her when she was underage, I shouldn't have fucked her when I was over it.
Yes. That's what I'm saying to you.
Well, in retrospect, I wish I had taken that advice. It would have made everything a lot simpler, right?
Well, yeah, if you isolate that, right? But then they have the little nasty tweet floating around where you talking about fucking young girls.
I had some. I mean, that seems like an exaggeration. I had some edgy, jokey tweets from like 2008 to 2012 or some shit that, you know, a lot of those are pretty fucking embarrassing in retrospect. I know you, Joe. I know that you remember Twitter back in the day, and you know how fucking toxic it was.
No,
it was bad, which is why I did a scrub of all the bad things that I had to say. But I'm not going to use the word edgy when talking about fucking little girls. I don't think that that's edgy.
Well, I think that's probably not 100% accurate. Do you want to quote any particular tweet?
I mean, I'm talking to you, so I don't want to pull up the tweet, but you know the tweet exists and you know it's running around.
Well, yeah, there's definitely some bad jokes from that era of my life for sure.
Bad jokes.
You don't still talk to this girl, do you?
No, I haven't seen her since, I don't know, 2009, maybe.
Are you aware that there are communities of legal adult men who are into that type of shit?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about that, but yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
Lord have mercy, Adam. You've got yourself into quite the conundrum this time, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
Is it really, though? This is the same shit from 2018.
You know what's ill about this? This is not the same incident as the one that we spoke about privately, right?
What did we talk about privately?
That allegation. I don't want to say because...
No, this is that. This is that girl.
Wait a second, buddy. No fucking way.
Yeah, bro.
Yo, you are a nut. Wait.
Hey, Mom.
Wait a second. So when did she say this? So you fucked the girl and then she said this when?
So I fucked her in 2008 or whatever. And then 2018, I signed the deal with Atlantic. And that was the first time that I got to find out that she was going to say that I raped her in 2008. So 10 years later,
Now, he's trying to use the black man card. Well, every time we get ready to move up, they find a way. To keep the black man down. See, he's trying to use that scenario. Did y'all catch on to what he said? Well, as soon as I signed on, but then he said he didn't have the money and he wanted to make the company less. But you signed on to a big contract, and then all of a sudden this girl come out. God dang it. Oh man. So she even said it. Yep. Now this using the black man card because he did a lot of interviews with us. So he's trying to make it seem like being that he signed this contract, she came out of nowhere. That's what black men say. That go for females and males, right? So he's trying to put that card on the table so we can think like we're stupid. So we can think that, oh, she just was put there as an op. She's an op, and they paid her to say that. Don't worry, guys. We are almost finished.
Accusation emerged from nowhere, and yeah.
But not from nowhere, because the universe gave you plenty of times to have nothing to do with this underage girl when she was underage. Then she got older. You fucked her. She
I didn't meet her until she was of age. Let's just make that perfectly clear.
Yeah. No, but you were speaking to her.
I spoke to her once before.
And you had friends that referred this girl.
Well, see, that's why I thought she was legal, is because I knew other guys that had hung out with her at the time, and I thought that it was, I thought that was a good reference, but it turned out no.
What?
You don't hear how that sounds like some.
Oh God. Oh Lordy. Nicole, get the daggone snacks, baby. Get the ginger ale. It's not enough. Get the snack. I need the lemon. I need my lemon cookies. I need my lemon cookies. God damn it. I need me some lemon cookies or strawberry shortcake. This man just sat there. Oh God, told him to take his phone. As soon as he opened his mouth, I said, take his phone. Even Joe said, do you got a publicist? He like, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have said the word serendipity. Ninja, allegedly, Ninja, stop. So your friends hanging around this girl gave you the okay to think that she was of age. You never even asked her. So if your friends are hanging around her, as you say, and then they give you this girl's number, do you would have honestly would have thought that you would have asked how old is she? No, allegedly, no, not Adam. I'ma assume she's of age because she's around a bunch of people, and I love them young, fresh, and green. And I like how your body sings. Say young, fresh, and green. He like them young, fresh, and green, baby. He like that young stuff. So being that she looks young, even though she is young, but I don't care. I'm just by her friends hang around. So yeah. That's why. You know, he gonna get away scot-free from this. Scot-free. Have mercy.
Referred this girl.
Well, see, that's why I thought she was legal, is because I knew other guys that had hung out with her at the time, and I thought that it was, I thought that was a good reference, but it turned out no.
You don't hear how that sounds like some kinky social club shit.
I mean, I know you're not like tuned into the punk world, but
I'm not.
There's a lot of people sleeping with the same people, I would say, especially at that time.
Lordy.
Yeah, well, don't bring punk world rules over to our good hip hop conversation, buddy. Don't you?
Oh God. So it's a lot of people. Yo, I can't tell. I'm trying to watch this, but the more he speak, the worse it get. So you trying to say that little young girl been doing to do with people you know. That's why you assumed that she was 16. So you figure it's my turn, but now you find out she's 16. So what you're trying to say is, you just threw your friends under the bus. You just threw your friends and you under the bus. You threw them under the bus. Because if they knew her and she was still 16, and all of y'all all of y'all have done stuff with the same woman, so that makes her age all right, and that makes what you do all right. Have mercy. Have us the mercy.
Try it.
Well, I mean, it's probably the same in rap too. That like the same chicks end up hanging out with like a lot of the same guys.
Man, Jesus, Mary, and Joseph.
I'm telling.
Okay, so is there a correct? Let me ask you this. Let me pivot. Is there a correct way to fire friends in the content space?
Is there a correct way? I mean, I guess I would say just as gently as possible, if in terms of friends would probably be the advice that I would give if you're interested in trying to preserve the friendship, because we all know, or especially, that it's very tough to make an exit from working together and then still hold on to the friend thing, right?
I agree. I agree with that. Have you spoken to any of the guys that left since any of this?
Yeah. We've had some very cordial conversations over the course of the past couple of days. So I'm not, I really feel like probably, I'm not trying to like immediately be all up in their shit or whatever, but I feel like there's probably a pretty good chance that we all hang out in the near future, and that it doesn't really seem as big as it seems right now. It's not like even with AD, our conversation yesterday just made it clear. He's like, I still think of you as a brother. I'll never talk down on you. And I said, hey, I appreciate that, because I don't think nothing occurred between us that was so big that we couldn't get past it. I feel like if anything, it just made more sense for them to do their own thing business wise. And, I wish them well, honestly. It's not something that I begrudge them for. I'm actually really happy to see them doing their own thing. And even though I wish that I had been able to incubate it better, I feel like I know a lot more now in terms of how I'll approach this kind of thing in the future.
Hey, Andrea.
Got it. Do you
Hey, baby.
Do you have any of the people that left running around saying that you stole from them or that you owe them any money? Were you able to dodge that bullet or no?
No, that's never been the case. Everybody who gets paid by us, I mean, now I see some of them kind of complaining about what they were getting paid, which, from my perspective, it's like, realistically, I didn't know how much most of you were getting paid, because I figured that if there was a problem, you would have said something. And then I find out after the fact that some people had some resentment about what they were getting paid, and I didn't even know. So, that's definitely part of the whole thing. But no, in terms of just not.
So he hires people. God damn it. If lie, when you look up lie in the dictionary, this man you're gonna find him right along to other people. This man said, "Oh, I don't know how much I was paying him." Then come to find out, they got mad for what I'm paying them. So they gave themselves a salary before they started work. Like, what are you saying, Adam? What are you saying, Adam? You don't know how much you was paying them. So who gave them the job? Who? Gee. But then they got mad for how much they're getting paid. Well, duh.
Paying people at all? No, I haven't heard anything like that.
Were you paying well?
I thought I was.
I mean, there's a lot of rumors about what we were paying people, and like almost everything is total bullshit. I've seen people talking about this guy gets paid 6 figures. I've seen people talking about this guy. I don't know. There's all kinds of crazy shit out there. I thought that I was paying people decently for, realistically, like being on camera. A lot of them was like being on camera a couple hours a week. So I felt pretty all right.
Well, that's where it gets dangerous, buddy. Talking about minimalizing the job. Take it from me firsthand. But no, that's why I was asking you if you thought you paid well. There was a lot of rumors going around when I fired my old co-host, but one thing I was standing on was everybody over here is paid well. I don't know what people are talking about. People are paid way more than what these companies say that these microphones on these podcasts should be making. So are you standing in that, or in hindsight, do you see the areas where maybe it could have been a little better?
I mean, my whole thing, and I don't know how popular this is if you want a raise, you got to ask for a raise. I've had employees over the years who just kept asking for raises every year or two, and they kept getting raises every year or two because they were valuable to us enough that we needed them. So I don't really understand how somebody could like complain about the pay if they weren't like trying to get paid more,
Yeah. You said you spoke to these guys. Any conversations about maybe bringing any of them back? A closure conversation?
Well, AD did say that he would be happy to come back on the platform at some point if we wanted to have a conversation or whatever. So I'll probably take him up on that at some point. But in terms of doing consistent stuff on camera, I kind of feel like it's probably best that we have some kind of division between whatever they're building or whatever I've built.
Oh, now
all right, tell me what you've learned from all of this.
Stop being a liar.
Or a few things that you've learned from all this.
He's a terrible liar.
Well, I think the biggest thing is that you got to like lay down pretty strict boundaries early on in a relationship like this, I think, you know, and you can't just let it go wild. I feel like, you know, the whole drama element, you know, I kept seeing people refer to us as like the Jerry Springer of hip hop YouTube. And as much as you said that you thought that a lot of that shit was fake and scripted, I've never faked anything or scripted anything with these guys. I can't say that they've never scripted anything on their own, because there's definitely been some like, you know, fake fights that weren't actually fights that happened on the channel a while back. But no, I've never approached it like that. And I feel like, you know, where I'm at now, it kind of feels like, you know, your first girlfriend when you're young versus once you've had 10 or 20 girlfriends. You're just going to know how to have a healthy relationship a lot better once you've got some experience under your belt, right?
I would hope so.
So, you know, I feel much more equipped to build something, like to build a cast of characters and everything. It sucks that I wasn't able to, you know, do it with these guys, but you know, ultimately, yeah, like I feel like even listening to T-Rell talk about how he wanted to do everything under No Jumper, but then he didn't really feel like we were offering enough, or that we were like, you know, in terms of content, not money, but like he didn't feel like we were motivated enough to really build out like a full content slate with him. And I mean, I think he's probably got the most potential realistically. He's just been going crazy. The views on his Back on Fig streams are crazy. And, you know, if I was to be in that if I could turn the clock back a year right now, I would have definitely said like, okay, I recognize this motivation that this person has, and I want to jump in there, and I want to fucking, you know, embrace them as much as possible. Sometimes with me moving so fast and doing so many fucking interviews and everything, it's just, I don't know. I didn't have enough of my eye on the ball to realize what I had in that moment. And, you know, I can't like fully blame myself, because that was such a new thing to me. And now I just feel like I have like a way better perspective on it.
Boy, bye.
All right.
Boy, bye.
All right, well, I hope you don't get yourself into too much trouble out here, young man. How much of No Jumpers content will you actually participate in from this point moving forward? Like, how much of the network do you have to put on your shoulders and carry right now? Because for a second, it looked like you were successfully segueing out of any of that.
No, I mean, all the interviews and stuff have always been like, you know, 80 to 90% me. Sometimes I have the other guys co-hosts and everything. T-Rell was doing a bunch of interviews for a while, and then the Tuesday show has always kind of been me leading it for the most part. I don't know. I mean, I guess like my main thing is that I think I realized that I'm not, you know, desperately trying to grow this thing. Like, I want to do something solid and consistent that I'm happy with. And, you know, I don't necessarily feel like we need to have, you know, 5 live shows a week or whatever. I feel like at this point, I'm perfectly happy to, you know, slow it down a little bit and really try to focus on finding some more co-hosts that we are happy with, and just sort of keep building from there. I'm not trying to like compete with the view counts that we were doing 6 months ago or a year ago or whatever.
Well, I think that is a perfect segue. I will now allow you the floor, just in case you would like to apologize to Joe Budden for any of the network digs and jabs that you were taking over the years when I was losing all of my people and you were recruiting more and more.
Well, so I think my main thing that I said at the time, and I guess you could just tell me if you agree with it. My main thing was,
you could say, Joe, damn, I didn't even see all that shit you was going through. I didn't think that I too would be going through those things. It's a lot of adversity when you're trying to do some things. Sometimes you can have too much dip on your chip. Sometimes you could get caught feeling yourself. Sometimes you can confide in people and they could stab you in the back. They could share some other shit. Like, come on, you can do it. Joe, I totally empathize with your position. And maybe I should have called and checked on you rather than interview anybody that had any dealings or interactions with you that had anything negative to say about you.
Who are you even talking about? The Marissa?
Anybody. Anybody.
You name drop.
You saw the way I interviewed Rory.
Anybody that has smelled a Joe Budden fart, you have had on your show.
Who? Marissa and then Rory and Ma.
Marissa, Rory, Ma, Bridget, Mandy. I mean, you name them. Anybody.
Yeah, but did they talk shit about you like that?
Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy.
I've been friends with Mandy for years. How are you going to act like me interviewing her is all about you?
Well, you were friends with that little 19-year-old for years, too. So your discernment in that area, in case you wanted to.
Okay, Joe, I apologize. But also, I would like to... I want to emphasize my main criticism or my main take on it. I remember at the time was that I ended up feeling like Joe could have kept things going with his old co-host if you had just been a little bit more transparent and a little bit nicer. Do you think that's?
But I didn't want to keep things going. The same way you don't want to keep things going.
Exactly.
So you saw that you didn't want that to work.
It wasn't going to work, Adam. I knew that before any of that shit went public. I wanted to put my people on salary. They were offended by that. I didn't think they worked hard enough to be offended by that. And that was the end of the discussion for us. Whatever happened after that happened.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Like I was relieved a little bit. Great. Now I can run my business the way I would like to run it. I'm asking you if you feel any sense of relief or burden off your shoulders now that your company is running a little more like you wanted it to.
I mean, you're always going to have a sense of relief when you have like literally less work and less people to worry about, right? But I didn't consider those guys a burden. I really like all those guys as people. You know, it's like, and I actually really like, you know, I value them as people and I want to work with them in the future in some way, but I don't want to talk about them like they were a burden because at the end of the day, I look at all those guys as very valuable. I'm sure there'll be other corporations that try to scoop them up, some of them, and do different things with them. You know, it's not, but in terms of it being a burden at some point, I mean, I guess that's fair. I guess I do have a little bit of a sense of, okay, now I can kind of start, not from scratch, but something closer to scratch.
I think my final question for you today, Adam, is there anybody who are the people that you're sorry to, if any?
I mean, yeah, I guess just in a general sense, I'm sorry to AD, T-Rail, Duno, all them that I wasn't able to sort of, you know, maintain this united front that we were pushing for a while. And, you know, I'll probably always regret it to some extent. I'm definitely sorry about that. And just really like the context in which they left, where AD felt offended or felt disrespected, even though I know me and him don't see eye to eye because I'm sort of against this Adam was talking shit behind my back narrative and whatever. But you know, yeah.
No house phone?
Oh yeah. Sorry, I forgot. I thought we were talking about just current times, but yeah, for sure, house phone as well.
Adam, when you get with your publicist privately, make sure they tell you that you have to at least sound apologetic during the apologies and don't start it with, I guess, in general.
Exactly.
I'm just trying to help.
Exactly.
Any final words for me? Any questions for me? You got anything for me? You a little something for me. No, this guy, he ain't got shit. This guy's world is rocking. Come on, give me something. Give me a little something.
Give you what?
Oh, all right, I'll take it. I thought you might have a little question or two for me, but this is fine. You doing any porn scenes today?
Oh, Lord.
That's literally what I'm doing, like before and after this phone call. Yeah.
Oh my God! Wow. that must be great. Ruin these guys and then go fuck. Holy shit. This guy's the man. Adam.
I guess I have a question though. Like, what did you learn from doing the 2 girl-focused podcasts on your channel that didn't really work out? Like, do you look at that now and think that was a pretty disastrous idea, or do you think that it could have worked?
I don't think it was a disastrous idea at all. Actually, Bridget and Mandy were number 2 in the hip hop podcast currently as we speak on Apple, or at least they were 2 days ago. So that was a very successful podcast.
Right, but they had to go elsewhere at some point, right? Do you think that like you trying to be the place where they started their podcast wasn't necessarily the best idea?
No, I think it was the best idea. I didn't go about it the best way, but they started with me and then they grew to be somewhere else. And I still participate as a co-creator of the podcast. I am not staffed well enough to be able to grow and be responsible for content creators' dreams and aspirations every step of the way. That wasn't ever my vision for me.
Yeah, I feel that.
But I don't think I want to be, like you said, an incubator. Yes. But keeping all of these shows with me for an eternity, that's just a lot of responsibility.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. We should talk more off camera because I got deep in the weeds questions as well.
Yeah. Let's talk off camera where you can really curse these guys out to me like I know you want to.
I honestly, like, if I was having the conversation with you off camera, I would continue to tell you how disappointed I was in Lush not being able to keep his fucking big mouth shut. But besides that, I got nothing against those guys.
That one really irked you, but you're the one that ran your mouth to him.
Yeah, I ran my mouth to somebody who I thought was a good friend that was going to be able to not go tell a Discord full of people.
Yeah, but you thought the guy was a good friend and you were talking to him about somebody that thought they were a good friend to you.
Right. Well, I mean, when you're podcasting, it's business as well, right? You know, you're strategizing who's going to work on what show, et cetera. You know, I thought that was the kind of conversation I could have with him without him having to tell the world.
No, it's true.
That
I
you
get
a
it.
buster.
Any
Buster.
well, are you and Lush good now? Have y'all talked since then?
No.
Oh, you don't want to talk to him?
I mean, I think at that point it's pretty clear. Like, okay, it's not the kind of person that I could really have any kind of relationship with.
Yeah, you ain't like that shit. All right, Lush. Well, Adam's not talking to you, buddy. You blew it.
It's probably,
It feels great to look at someone else in the hot seat while you're not there. Like, it does feel good. I won't lie to you. But of course, I hope you get through this, man. I do. I can't wait to see the direction of your platform. You're not interviewing the Nazi people anymore, are you?
I mean, I feel like we interviewed the 2 biggest Nazis. I don't know where you really go from there.
Oh, Lordy.
Not interviewed, but debated with.
Well, something tells me you'll figure out exactly where to go from there.
We'll make our own Nazi. We'll find some.
Well, let's talk about it, y'all. That was Joe Budden interviewing Adam 22 on the recent controversy surrounding the No Jumper brand, as well as to discuss the future of No Jumper moving forward, as it was reported that several of the staff over at No Jumper were leaving to start their own media platforms. Now, again, this is supposed to be separate from No Jumper, the brand. So here we are, Joe Budden interviewing Adam to ask him all of the tough questions. Now, of course, we know Joe Budden knows all about fallouts because when the Marlon Roy fallout happened with the Joe Budden podcast, No Jumper and other platforms felt the need to, give their reactions and takes. So here,
Baby, like I said, y'all want to hear the rest of the weird stuff that man said? Check out the video before this one. And we are done for tonight, guys. I'm going to catch you guys in the morning. But you know what I'm going to leave you with, right? Mwah. Mwah. And mwah. 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 And you guys have a beautiful night. I see you guys in the morning. Like I said, I guarantee you, nobody's going to cancel him. And his show is still going to be packed. After he done fired all the black people, after he done made it to where he gotta be, I guarantee you he will not be canceled and his numbers will not go down. His numbers are not gonna go down because we are a twisted society. I'm out of here. Peace.